Matching your fly from the boat to the plane. Matching your fly like you know I got you. Matching my fly by changing your name and putting that name on everything. Put you on game, but fortune will claim. He's never worried about a thing. My little baby boo, never want a nigga save you like these others do. That's why it's undebatable. You be out here making money moves. Even like to spoil your nigga too. And that's why I never had nothing for him. Just so you know, they ain't got nothing on you. You can't do what you do. So
Little J Reynolds.
The way your body moves, and you don't even try.
Too damn ill.
Too damn ill. You be out making. You even had to spoil your nigga too. These other women can't live up to it. Just so you know, they ain't got nothing on you. You can't do what you do. So enticing the way your body moves, and you don't even try. You really just a fly. You so fly.
Yes, sir. Little J Reynolds. Too damn ill.
This project.
Just playing a little something as we're getting ready to get started. Let people get in. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yes, sir. You know, this song never gets old to me. It don't matter how many times I play it. SBE boys in the building.
SBE boys.
Bandit Live.
Shout out to the bandits.
All right. Oh my girl like candy. Shawty popping something that I do not think is candy. Candy. Oh my girl like candy. What a sight to see, looking sweet like candy. Candy. Oh my girl like candy. All these different flavors looking like a bag of candy. Candy.
Oh my girl like candy.
Shawty tastes delicious and she tastes like candy.
Like these hoes sweet unless they taste like candy. Young king, no Jamie, but I need something bad as fancy. She want a baller. The type of nigga bringing in a Grammy. For me to get a taste, I jack, son. Branded. This bitch is a trip, she a good actress. She got on her knees and blew me up like a air mattress. Say that she gon' take it to the clay. That's where the clashes. And all we do is smoke and fuck. That's rappers and ashes. She said, let's smoke right now. I told her, beat me up, Scotty. First moving like a worm. I'm talking Scotty too hotty. She got that warhead.
What's up, Warren?
Do you ever dream?
Come on in the house. There he is.
What's happening, man?
What's going on? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I tried to catch you offline. I'm all right.
You want to sit out?
Yeah, I didn't know what you had going on, man.
We're doing a special segment called Ask Pops. Any questions that they may have, you know, any topics that they want to discuss that we may not have hit on over the last year. You know, things of that nature. Talk about what we got coming up. And not too long of a show. Just a couple hit it and quit it. Just want to let the people know what was going on with Pops Jam. It's Pops' perspective.
All right.
Fetish for dark girls, cause they pussies is spanker. Got my red bone
Yes, sir.
Caramel so delicious. Got my dark
Bandit Boys.
I like her Hershey kisses. You know what fuck I don't
With
give
my
a
son
fuck.
and
We
his
do
group.
so explicit. I say hello to that kick. Now Candy Pink, how she dripping. The thirst is real, like can I contain? Miss Tricky, you running the game. Candy Raindrops, girl, you one in the same. Candy Raindrops, girl, you one in the same. Do you ever dream of candy golden?
Well, it's about that time. You know how we do. I do not own the rights to this music.
Attempt to adjust your radio.
There
There's
is
nothing
nothing
wrong.
wrong.
We have taken control as to bring you this special show. We will return it to you as soon as you are grooved.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to.
Think of how many weak shows you slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept you.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Pops. I just wanted to pop in real quick. Hey, play our words. Pops from Pops Gems. You know, coming up, we got Pops Perspective.
Let us tell you what it is, tell you what it ain't. Giving you the real, we'll never do the fake. Life is a gift, but sometimes we need guidance. Pops Perspective, always perfect timing. Call that alignment. Yeah, we gon' drop them
Pops
gems.
Gems.
You know he really him. It's something about his confidence that let you know he hadn't seen.
You don't want to miss. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. Pops Perspective, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there in the Instagram world. Once again, it's your boy Pops with my faithful friend Juan. We here on another day, as Parliament used to say, chasing the noses away. Yes, sir. Protect the pleasure principle. As you can see, I'm still repping NY. I know the Yankees down too, but I don't care. I'm repping them anyhow. That's my team. What they say, Yankee born and Yankee bred, and when I die, I'll be Yankee dead. That's right. I'm still gonna rep NY and Pops Gems, as you know. I want to welcome you to the show, as we do always. Before we get started, we want to give a shout out to God. Without Him, none of this would be possible. So definitely want to thank God for all that He's done, doing, and going to do. And so we thank God for that. Sign Oliver or Signa Oliver said, "Good
Sigma.
evening, King." That must be Signa. Yeah, it must be one of your people.
Yeah. Good friend of mine. Good people.
Okay.
She's doing good things down there in Arizona.
Okay. Arizona is what we used to call it when we was kids. Arizona. And then you got J-Town 2017. Gonna give a shout out to the B&B crew. They're doing a wonderful thing. They got a couple artists they're featuring. So if you want to see what's up and coming in the music world, definitely tune into them tomorrow night right here on Instagram, 8:30 p.m. on your 8:30 p.m. dial. Make sure you tune in to Blunts and Bonnets. Give a shout out to them. Of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention All Seasons Shop. As you can see, the emblem there that he created out of his shop. And let me tell you something, the man got a whole bunch of apparel. You want to go and visit that. And it's at www.seasons.shop, seasons with a Z at the end. And he got some one-of-a-kind apparel. Shout out to Miho, the co-founder of Crump. And shout out to LeVar. Last week, LeVar was on here. I want to shout out to him. Really appreciate that. They busy people, but they took time to grace Pops' show and drop a word or two about Crumpin'. We coming up. We got some good shows coming up as well. But special shout out to Lady Basics, who is in Colombia, and she's a female crumper, who is LeVar. LeVar, that's his help meet. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, all the way over there in Colombia, crumping, and we're gonna have her come on the show and talk about crump dancing from a female perspective. And definitely want to give a shout out to them. Exotic Pops, as you know, always if you want to get your pop, go out to Exotic Pops. We got them out here in Orlando, out in Mount Dora. Shout out to Lefty_Global and my man Notorious True. Also, definitely want to mention all of my followers. I don't call them followers no more, but just to preface it, all my gemologists, you, and you. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, and everybody, especially when we have shows of interest. They come out in droves, and they really support. And then there's a lot of them that stick. And what I mean by that is that they'll come out for one topic, but they like the show, and then they come back and they follow again. So we definitely want to thank them for that. Of course, you could do anything with the time that's been allotted you, but when you choose to spend it with Pops and Pops Gems, Pops Perspective, we definitely appreciate that. to the fullest, because time and words, as we've discussed, are two things that you can never get back. And so we just wanted to say thank you for all of those who turned aside. And even if you don't see it live, and I got a lot of people want to hit me, man, I missed a live, and I want to catch it. Well, I am happy to announce that we have caught up. We have uploaded all the shows from last year at YouTube. So you just go to YouTube and put at Pops Gems, and you'll see the blue logo. If you don't see the logo, you hit the wrong pop. Ha! But go ahead, and that also means that any show that we do will be current, where you can see it coming right up, right after, of course, it airs live. And so we studious and dutiful about that, putting that out there, because nobody likes old news. Everybody likes new news. And there's one thing when you want to see something again, but you don't want to wait to see it, if you know what I mean. So for those of you, and then don't just go to YouTube and look at it, like and subscribe. We're trying to do some things. We're trying to do some things so we can spread this Pops Gems and Pops perspective, if you will, out a little further. And keeping in line with that, while we're talking about the out and a little further, I definitely want to do my am I my brother's keeper? And I do this every week. Somebody may have come across your mind that is a little less fortunate, or even I want to broaden that. Somebody come across your mind that you feel that you could have handled differently, and so you want to send some positive reinforcement to overcome any negativity, because when you push positive, you get good responses. Anytime you push against negativity, it's going to push back, but positivity kind of lets you push forward, if I could say it that way. So we're going to pause for the calls, 10 seconds. Think about the person that you want to send this positive energy out the most, and just send it out to them, that whatever they're going through or whatever they're going to go through, because it could be a perspective, a protective positive energy as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And we got some more people coming in. Brian Alturi joined in. Oh, we got, these must be all your people following.
Yeah, Brian's an old soldier from Berlin.
Okay. All right. Welcome.
Yeah,
Salute.
Superman.
And then I guess if I put my glasses on, I could read a little better. John Net is what that says. John Net, is that what it is? OJOHNETT. Nevertheless, welcome to the show. Welcome. Normally, and for those of you who just tapping in for the first time, let me lay this out. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming and giving of your time. But basically, what we do here with Pops Gems, because normally, under normal circumstances, I'd have a title and or a theme or a subject, if you will, and of course we'd have some guests lined up, or my good friend Juan will jump in and we'll talk about different things. And so tonight I had been talking about this from the conception of Pop's perspective, that I wanted to do an Ask Pops. Basically what that means is, if you have any questions about any topic that we may have gone over, or any topic that you would like to see discussed, feel free to ask it at on this time, and definitely come in. Now let me give you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do this as a topic. I was gonna get it for tonight, but I really wanted to kind of preface it and get some good interaction with the people. And the topic is gonna be how
Hey, bro,
would you
I got
feel?
to grab this, man.
Go ahead. How would you feel if your significant other had an affair and got pregnant or impregnated somebody? What would you do? So let me get Juan out of here. I don't know how we do that. Did he freeze and mess everything up? Let me see. All right. Let me see what's going on here with Mr. Juan. No requests. Y'all bear with me here. Technical difficulties. I'm trying. I don't know how to get him out. I really don't. Uh, no. No questions. No. I don't know what's going on with the live. Can y'all still see me? Can y'all still hear me? Give me a thumbs up. There we go. Okay. Now he's gone. All right. So basically, again, like I was saying, I wanted to put out the topic, and I'm gonna do a show. I'm just waiting to get the right people. But let's say you was in a relationship and your significant other had an affair and got pregnant, and yeah, so he's off right now. He had to take a phone call. Um, and and that can go either way. So let's say if you're in a relationship with a female and she cheats on you and gets pregnant, or if you're in a relationship and the guy goes out and he gets somebody else pregnant, what would you do? That's going to be a topic for a show. So, uh, do your homework and get all your stuff ready, because we're definitely going to come forth with that. And I just want to say thank you for all of you who have tuned in over the year. I was going back as I was uploading all the different shows, and I realized that, man, we've had some great guests on here. All of you followers as well. We've talked on some good subjects, and they say it's a poor frog that don't praise his own pond. But I have gotten so much feedback from. Thank you, Brian. I have gotten so much feedback from people that, man, they just moved by the show, and they like what they seen, and they like the whole atmosphere, and it was encouraging to them. And it's those little things like that. Like I got the guy, shout out to Riddick in Argentina, faithful follower. Just recently got promoted to AK. AK in the building. Got promoted to AK, and that's the Crump team, of which my son is on. My son got promoted, so to speak. He's now Twin Zero, who is another level in crumping with LeVar McCree, Mr. McCree, who is one of the OGs of crumping. So we definitely want to say thank you for those that have took the time and listened and gained. I mean, there's so many others. You know me. You mean that man Carl, who's come in. He's been a host. He's been a guest host. He's been interviewed, and he's given some great responses. And I believe now he has his own show. He spun off, and he has his own show. And so shout out to him. And then, like I said, all of the people who have taken time over the year to really tune in and be faithful. So I thought about it again, and I had been waiting, and I put it in the chat, and I put it on comments. For those of you who have you ever had an idea for a show or a topic you wanted to discuss or Pops to discuss, or if you had a question, then I was going to do a segment called Ask Pops. So here we are, Ask Pops. And, people normally, they're still coming in around this time. But we got some great things coming up for you. Definitely want to reach out and let you know that we do have some up-and-coming surprises on the horizon. At one point when we started the show, we had a candle. Here we go. And I had teamed up with Lakai Holmes. Shout out to Lakai Holmes. And with the candle was named Perspective. And for those of you that can see, it's probably backwards, but it was a candle that was handmade, everything handmade, the actual container it sat in, and then we mixed some fragrances together. And when she brought it back to me, she told me it has layers, and I was like, layers? She said, yeah, each layer has a different scent. They complement one another, but it's more of a richer, the more it burns, the richer it gets. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. She goes, it reminds me of your show. The deeper the conversations get, the more that people get involved in them. So we have a candle coming out, be coming out here in the next, I want to say in the next quarter. It's called Pops Gems. And for those of you that like aromatherapy, we'll definitely have it available for you. We'll put it out. And as always, we're going to give some away. We're definitely going to bless some folks. And then also, oh, where they at? Where they at? Your Pops Gems pin, don't forget. We have very limited supply Pops Gems pins. If you want to order one, definitely hit me in the chat, hit me in the DMs, and I'll let you know how to get that out to you. Glows in the dark and everything, pretty cool. And Mijo, if you're watching, if you tap in, somebody tell Mijo the King of Crump, I need his address so I can send him. You know, he moves around so much. I'm gonna need his address and his forwarding address. We can get him out one. I just like to bless people with a little memorabilia. So if you're a guest on the show, definitely want to get you one out so that you can support Pops Gems in that fashion. So I know numbers are a little low. That's okay. For those of you first timers to the show, just want to go over. We've had some great topics. Growing up in a single parent home from a child's perspective was our very first show. Is Blood Thicker Than Water, talking about family versus friends, things of that nature. Lady in the building, I see you. Things of that nature. We've talked to some mental health people. We've interviewed some people, and of course, we've always tried to keep it on the cutting edge. Now, the whole purpose for this show is really to spread positivity, to discuss conversations that you may not normally discuss, or to give you insight to situations that you may feel, you know, you have some unanswered questions and you don't know who to go to, but you'll be able to listen in the background, so to speak, and get your questions answered. And so, again, none of this is choreographed. I mean, we do decide the topics of the shows, but everything comes, like they say, off the dome. We definitely want to share our experiences. And if we can help you along the way on what to do or what not to do, then our job is done. So we got that. Also, I'm working on a new theme song. That's right. Pop's got a little flow, a little spit. And we're going to put something together real nice for you. We're working on that when I get my musical ensemble together and they get me some fresh tracks. So you know how Instagram be bugging about when you play other people's music. So I definitely want to don't get kicked off the air. But I want a new song coming out for y'all. Just a little feature. You know, something that Pops is putting together, a little something. So that years and years from now, when my grandchildren's grandchildren look back and they say, look, see, your granddaddy, great granddaddy, definitely had a show. Special shout out to, I call her Chi, who is very active, my grandbaby, very active in the band at her school, and I see some footage, and we're just so proud of you. You got to take pride in your family and support them, especially when I mean your family, your younger family. Support them and give them good fertilizer to grow on. Support what they do, and not only in word but in deed, and you know, take interest in what they do. Spend time with your kids because they are the future, and specifically they're your future, and so they're also a reflection of you. And so you want to invest time and talent and treasure in your children and in your grandchildren. So don't worry, Grandpa's going to come out there and see you playing in the band one day when I can get out there. Also to my other grandson, JoJo, who's going to be pitching in the major leagues pretty soon. He's on his way. He's on his way. Shout out to JoJo. We call him JoJo, grown into a fine young man. and a great athlete. And so we definitely want to support him. Holidays coming up. Holidays are coming up. So I call them holy days. It's imperative that you don't just spend time with family on a set day of the year. You should spend time with your family whenever possible, because you never know, especially in today's world, when the last time you're going to see somebody or get a chance to talk to somebody. And there's been too many instances where you say, you know what, they was on my mind. I was going to go see them just the other day. And then next thing you know, they've moved on. So definitely want to spend time with your family and support them. As y'all know, I talk about my kids all the time on the show, and proud of what they're doing, and to see them grow up. And the reason that being is single parent home. You know, when you see your kids grow up and they are not caught up in the vicissitudes of life, and they can beat the system and they come out as positive members of society, then it does your heart feel good to know that, all the sacrifices you made were not in vain. So definitely, and that goes for couples too. You know, whatever you pour into your kids is what's going to fill and shape them. So make sure you're speaking positivity into their life. There's enough negativity out there. And teach them cursive. I don't know why I said that, but teach them cursive. And they might need it one day. They might need to read some old mail or something, and write in cursive. But nevertheless, make sure you spend time with family. Family is very important. And family is not regulated to blood. Blood makes you related as far as that goes. But there's other actions that really deem, when you look at the word family and you do an introspective, you do research on that, you'll find that family can be described as so many other things than just blood-born. Okay, I have people that are closer to me than my own quote-unquote family, and so cherish those times too. You only get one time, as far as I know. I don't believe in reincarnation, but you only get one time around this third planet from the sun, so you might as well leave a legacy and remember, you're only gonna be remembered by those things that you've done that made an impact in other people's lives, good or bad. And then, some people are not gonna remember you at all. So that being said, live life to the fullest as though each day was your last day, because you never know. The day the way the life and times we're living in this present day, 10 minutes, next 10 minutes is not guaranteed under you. Bullets have no name. Cars running red lights have no name. Things just happen. So cherish life as it is. So, but other than that, that being said, I know there's a few in the chats, but we're opening up the floor. If you have anything that you want to ask Pops about, anything that you want to see Pops do, and we'll take notes and definitely consider it to make sure that we will meet your needs and your requests and talk about topics that are going to help you. I told my daughter-in-law that I was going to get her on the show to talk about working from home. And she works from home. I'm not telling all the business. I'm just saying. And she's kind of shy. She's kind of shy behind the camera scenes, but maybe we can get on there. So any of you that work from home, that you're interested in maybe doing an interview with Pops, make sure that you hit me on the slide in the DMs and let me know, and we'll do a homeward bound show talking about the pros and cons of working from home. And you could be my special guest. Now, for right now, all my guests for now to the next, I want to say the next 2 months, the next 8 shows, anybody that's on the show gets a free Pops Gems pin. So make sure that if you want one of these, you can just come on the show, and we'll definitely get it out to you in a reasonable amount of time. So they're handcrafted, and like I said, just some memorabilia that we can, you work from home, you work for the state of Connecticut, okay, so you might not be able to discuss, just give me a headache. you might not be able to discuss a lot of what you do as far as in particular, but you might be able to tell people the pros and cons of working from home, saving gas, saving food, things of that nature. But then you got a higher light bill and, things of that nature. So just the pros and cons. Consider it and see if it's beneficial. Do you like working from home, Brian? Why you in the chat? I think I scared him off. I don't know. For me, working from home, I don't know. I don't know. It like I said, it has its pros and its cons. Working from home could be. Oh, you see, you absolutely can. Okay, working from home can be advantageous, and it can have its downfalls as well because working from home, you're kind of isolated from the rest of the world, if you will. I mean, the only outlet you have is whatever medium that you're using, be it Instagram or social media or what happened on the news, things of that nature. You said you work from home 3 days. Oh, so you're remote, and then you go in the office as well. Now, was that because of COVID that you started doing that, or did that just come about? Did that just come about randomly? Brian, you see, work from home 3 days. Pin the season says what? Did I say something you didn't understand? Or you need me to repeat something? Topics do you want to speak of? Topics do you want to speak of, or in the future? In the future, if there's a show that you want to see, okay, all right. If there's a show that you want to talk about, a special show, and you want to come on the air and talk about it, or if you just want Pops to discuss it, then we can do that. Okay, so you worked partial due to COVID. Do you prefer staying in? It started when COVID struck, and a lot of people. The funny thing about that, a lot of people they was forced to work from home naturally, but if I'm not mistaken, after the COVID, a lot of people didn't want to go back. They'd rather just work from home and not do the commute and not deal with it. And I can understand in some major cities, boy. Look at here, an hour and a half one way, hour and a half another. That's 3 hours out your day just sitting in a car driving back and forth to work, and that's time consuming. And cut your day short as well. So, do you prefer to stay at home or do you prefer to go into the office? Is the question. Pin the seasons. What topics we want to talk about? You hadn't tapped in yet, but we're going to do a topic called "What would you do if your significant other had an affair and got pregnant or impregnated somebody else? What would you do?" So we're going to do something like that. We're going to go dive deep, stir up some mess, if you will. But and let me say this. It's not just meddling, because there's been times I've talked to people and I tell them, when you take them vows, I'm talking about the married folk, and you talk about, for better, for worse, and sickness and health, and, I'll be with you to the end, and you on your honeymoon and something happens and that person becomes incapacitated from the neck down, what you going to do? You just took vows saying you'd be there forever. But now that person can't do nothing but sit there and blink their eyes at you. You'd have to feed them, change them, the whole nine, and full time take care of them. It's something to consider. How much love you have for somebody, and that'll definitely be a tale of the tape, because it takes a sacrifice. It's sacrificial when you give your time to care for somebody else, and of course then your life revolves around making sure that they're taken care of. But when you love somebody, that's what you do. That's what you do. So I say treat your kids right, because when you get old and they put you in a home, see, they're going to be the ones coming by and having to check on you and stuff. I'm just kidding. They're going to put you in a hospital bed in the kitchen. I've seen that before. You walk in and old grandma right there in the corner with an oxygen mask and just waiting. But yeah, we're gonna do topics in the future that deal with. I'm doing one, and I'm gonna say this, and it may not be the title, but do you want a relationship or a Build-A-Bear? And what I mean by that is, too many times, men and women want to put together the perfect mate in their eyes and in their eyesight or in their image, and you know they don't want to make any compromise. He has to be this tall, he has to have that much money, she has to be able to do this, she has to be able to do that. And so at that point, do we ask ourselves, are you wanting to get into a relationship, or are you trying to put together a Build-A-Bear? You want them to do exactly all the features that you want, and Kung Fu Grip and G.I. Joe dolls and all that stuff, but you're not willing to accept people that have faults or differences. And it's an interesting topic. We're going to have a couple people on the panel, and so we're working on that. I believe that show is scheduled for the first show in November, so we definitely want to do that. Something to consider. For those of you who've been following the last few weeks, we've been dealing with crump dancing, and we're going to get the one of the co-founders of Crump. We're working on getting him on the show so he can actually talk about the difference between clowning and crumping. And so we're going to do a show about that. For those of you who follow crumping and clowning, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So got a lot coming up for you. Don't forget the candles coming up. We got the hats on order if you want to get you a hat. Now, yours is not going to say Pops Gems. Yours is going to say Gemologist. And it'll still have the logo on there. If you want one, again, just memorabilia. Just try to put Pops out there and get them on the map. And so that, you might see somebody in the mall and say, oh, you follow Pops? Yeah, I follow him too. It's a pretty cool cat. All right. So, well, Mr. Brian, I definitely appreciate your input. And we'd love to talk to you a little bit more at length. I'm going to have Mr. Juan reach out to you, and maybe we can set something up, and we'll talk about the pros and cons of working from home. I would love to do a show on that. Like I said, I'm not going to keep you long tonight. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and see anybody who's chiming in. If you had any questions that you wanted to talk about, any topics in particular. And so, who's that? Real Austin Gray, thank you for joining in. So if it's something that you is on your heart, on your mind, you want to ask Pop, maybe about a past show that you didn't get a chance to ask because of time or what have you. And by the way, again, we got to say it again. All right, Brian, I'm going to get with Juan. We're going to make something happen. For those of you who have just tuned in, all of the shows that we did last year are now on Facebook, Lord mercy. On YouTube is what I meant to say. So go to YouTube and put at Pops Gems, P-O-P-S, capital G-E-M-S. You'll see the logo. If you don't see the logo, you got the wrong one. You'll see the logo on there. And all the shows that we've done are listed, okay? Yeah, you saw Zarvis Live. You wanted to see what the show was about. Okay. Well, like I said, today we're doing Ask Pops, but if you really want to get in a touch for the show, go to YouTube, and you'll see all the different shows. I think we got over 40 shows that are posted. And, we've had credit repair people. We've had mental health counselors. We've had school teachers on here. We've interviewed artists. We've talked about some great topics that definitely moved people. We talked about entrepreneurship with Cozy Lifestyle and how to move from corporate to self-employment. We've talked about that. Jack of all trades. So just go to the YouTube and you'll see all the different shows and get an idea. And like I said, as I was loading it, there's a lot of shows that I remember them as you look back at them, and a lot of the comment was kind of redundant, if you will. But if you think about it, sometimes some good advice is applicable across the board. And so sometimes we got to hear things twice. It's funny how somebody that's close to you can tell you something a million times, and then the first stranger that comes along and says the exact same thing, you'll think that they're the next thing to slice bread. You'll be like, oh my God, I just got a revelation. This person told me this, that, and the other, and you've been telling them the same thing, for 30 some odd years. I'm just making it a point. So, again, take your time and peruse the YouTube channel. Don't just look at it, like, subscribe. We're moving to go live from YouTube. It ain't about a money thing. It's about getting more people out there to see what's going on. So Brian, I'm definitely going to get in touch with you. Like I said, thank you for following. Appreciate that. And for the rest of you that are tuned in, again, we thank you so much. We're not going to keep you too long tonight. Just wanted to kind of pop in and let our face be seen, so that we don't cancel shows unless it's imperative. As a matter of fact, I had when I broke my shoulder. I think it was when I broke my shoulder that I was going to do this show hurt anyway from the hospital. And they was like, no, you need to rest. I was like, the show must go on. But it's an outlet for me. And one of the biggest things that I get out of the show is that when you get the fruits of your labor and you've helped somebody, something you said has made somebody's life a little better, that's definitely always a great reward. So, again, we're not going to keep you too long tonight. We're going to let you get out of here. And, again, for those of you tune in next week we definitely got some things coming up that we can dive into. Some precautions. They got this Halloween thing coming up. Please make sure you take care of your kiddies. If you're going to let them go out, go with them, for those of you who can. And do like my mom and dad used to do. They can't eat nothing until they get home, and you check the candy. And check it well, because there's some evil people out there in the world that have no care, no regard for human life, be it of a child or an adult, and they do some crazy stuff to the candy. So make sure that you monitor that. Be safe. I personally told, and my kids will tell you, I don't go out for Halloween because that's the only day out the year where you can wear a mask and get away with it. So, ain't no telling who's behind the mask. I'm not afraid of people. I deal with demons every day. What I'm saying is, you get some joker that's not in his right mind, he's not going to look at a place with a mask on Halloween. So, keep your head on a swivel and be careful when you're out there celebrating or whatever it is that you're doing on that day. That's just up and coming. So, all right, well, I tell you what, we've been on for a hot little minute. Again, thank you, Brian, for tuning in. Thank you for those of you who thought not robbery. We're not going to keep you long. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. Brian, I got you in the chat. I'm going to talk with Juan, and we'll get with you. We come on Mondays at 8 p.m., so start thinking of when's a good Monday for you to come on and talk to the people about working from home. And we'll get a couple other home workers to come on at the same time so we can do the whole spectrum. We can get it from different angles. Nate Bella, been a part of the B&B crew in the building. And listen, they in their new season, and they got fire. I'm telling you, they got fire on the show. You want to tune in tomorrow night, 8:30, about 24 hours from now. They'll be hot, live, and in living color. So make sure that you tune into them, the B&B crew, the original B&B crew. And like I said before, that was Pop's birthing place for Pop's perspective that started this whole ensemble. So definitely want to give a shout out to them. And they have some great topics, and they tag team. And so they're working on some great things. So you definitely want to tune into them. Cozy Lifestyle, of course. Follow Cozy. Cozy has a whole new outlook on entrepreneurship from a spiritual standpoint. And what I mean by that is outside of the corporate realm. And don't forget to Exotic Pops, Notorious True and Lefty. If you want to get your pop, make sure you hit them up so you can get a pop. Tell them Pop sent you. Play on words. We got that new theme song coming up. Stay tuned for that. And then, like I said, we're also going to have, you want to say hello to the people, Onyx? We're also going to have our Pops Gem Candle that's coming out in this quarter. So stay tuned for that. I'm see if I can get that out right after the new year is our target so that we can get the candles out and available for those of you who enjoyed the candle. And for those who missed the first one, it's a chance to get the second one if you love aromatherapy. So, again, yeah, Onyx, he's right down here. He wants to get on the show. Hold on. Come on. Come on. Now you don't want to get on the show? He got camera shy. He don't want to get on the show now. Hold on. Come on. Nope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, this your boy Pops. Just wanted to jump on here and just give you an opportunity to ask Pops, but guess nobody has any questions, so that's a good thing. And yep, Yorkies, they fickle. They're like women. Oops, did I say that in the mic? I didn't know the mic was on. Yes, I did. But again, thank you seriously from the bottom of my heart. Those of you that take time to tune in, keep on tuning in. Again, YouTube, don't just look at it, like, subscribe at Pops Gems. All the shows are up from last year. For those of you that are crumpers, we have some great stuff coming up yet and still. Female crumping from a female's perspective. We're going to have a couple of females that are going to come on. They're going to talk about that. And like I told you, I got some great shows and some great props coming up. So it's 8:44. We're going to cut it short tonight. But again, thank you so much. God bless you. Do me a favor. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I have one. Okay, hold on. So you're going to make me put on my glasses. Always that last person come in. I'm just playing. Where do you get your ideas from? People, places, experiences? Like what or who inspires you? You know, that's a great question. And of course, it takes a great interviewer to ask a great question. I do a lot of meditation. Some people say sleeping, but I do a lot of meditation, and I try to stay on the cutting edge of what's relevant to people. And so as things go on and I'm observant, because as y'all know, certain people are very observant. They watch everything that goes on around them, and they may not say much, but they watch everything. And so as I go through life and I hear this and I hear that, and I start thinking about different ideas, that's my muse for the show. Topics. And you know, Nate, I've been thinking about doing this. There's been, when I started doing this, I had a list of about 10 different show ideas, and I think I've done them all except for maybe one or two. And so anytime something, jumps in my head, or anytime that I think something would be a good controversial subject to get, not so much debating, but more bring out information, I jot it down. And I try to stay away from too much current affairs that are not as important for growth. The whole purpose behind Pop's Perspective is to push positivity. So, I mean, I could easily jump on here and talk about how many bottles of baby oil did he had, or we could jump on here and talk about, this, that, and the other, and but to me, that's not relevant to or conducive to people's growth. I want to see people grow. So anything that's stimulating in that aspect, I hope I've answered your question. You inspire me too. Quiet as kept. Oh, Pops he be on Instagram looking. I be seeing what kind of topics y'all got. But no, great minds think alike. Anything that would help somebody not have to experience a lot of it, to be honest, is based on my past experiences and things that I went through. And either if the outcome was positive, I wanted to share that, or even if it wasn't a positive outcome, how to avoid that. And so things of that nature. Yeah, I do, and that's from the heart. You know, I sit back and I watch your show. And let me say this. I guess I was gonna cut it off, but here we go. But let me say this about Nay. I call her Nay. I remember when we was doing Blunts and Bonnets, and Nay was always in the chat. I mean, she was a chatty catty. She was on there typing away, but she would never get on and say nothing. And we was there's how we gonna get in here. We get in there. One day, she messed around here and came on, and so at first, you know, as with anything, she was kind of shy and didn't know what to say. But you go look at the last 20 episodes or so of Blunts and Bonnets, and you would be like, "Who? Not that Nay Dizzle. Nay on the scene. She got the questions and correlating and playing music and hosting and doing a lot of things." So we're glad that we crossed paths and that happened, because that let me know that there's a lot of hidden treasures in people. Sometimes you just got to dig a little bit to uncover it. And that being said, always treat people good, because you never know what you're in company of. You know, always be look at the good thing, and try to be positive. Try to promote people. You know, don't people are quick to find a fault, but they forget about all the good. Like the saying I have is, the good that you've done, they don't remember, but the bad that you did, they won't let you forget. People are human. People make mistakes. Some are forgivable. Some would just take a little bit more time than others. But nevertheless, you know, everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a special gift. And you just got to, some you got to dig a little deeper than others. And some is just not for you to find. So, yes, thank you. You know, you just got to know. And then even in that, what Nay is saying about being able to see the perspective of growth, it comes from sometimes you have to cultivate, because sometimes people see in you what you don't even see in yourself. And it would take for you to be influenced and fed enough. It's like plants will grow, but they grow quicker with fertilizer. And so when you fertilize a gift of somebody, and then it comes into their mindset and their fruition that they are capable of doing things, then they'll be able to look back and be like, what? Like, 'cause when I first started this, a year? Come on, you know, people still tuning in. And to me, it's not the number. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have, you know, 1 million followers. But like I said before, it's better to have a few people follow you all the time than a lot of people follow you some of the time. When you get a consistent group of folk that they like what you say, they like the interaction, they can learn from it, they can grab something from it, it stimulates their mentality and their intellect, then you know you're accomplishing things. I'm not just on here to look good, show backdrops and things of that nature, and you know that I'm on here to change the perspective of people, because reality is not, perception is not always reality. I've said that. Perception is not always reality. You can see an individual dressed up, driving a fancy car, you know, and think they got it all together, and quiet as kept, that's the only suit they own, and that's their mama car, and they was just going to court that day, and you know they just looked the part, but it wasn't really the part. So perception is not always reality, and there's some things that we look at in life that we perceive them to be one way, but then when we hear the real truth, and it's exposed to us, then we say, oh wow, you look at somebody and you wonder why they act the way they do until you understand why they or what condition or what they were going through. Not everybody that looks at you crazy is looking at you crazy. They might be going through a storm, and that's just the look on their face. So perception is not always reality, and that's why I say, and I'll take it to the grave, be good to people, be nice to people, share compassion and understanding with people, because you never know the depth of that individual. You never know the comprehension of that individual. You never know how what that individual is going through. And instead of, pushing them down deeper, consider yourself and try to be uplifting. Even if you're down in the dumps, then, push, hey, I might be down, but climb on my back and you go up, and then you pull me up, and et cetera, et cetera. So when you see people, always try to have a positive word, like they used to say, and it's an age-old cliche. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. And it rings true, like the show we did with words, the power of words. There's some things that you can say to people that you can apologize for. It's just like a cut. You could put a Band-Aid on the cut. That's the apology. And the cut will heal, and the hurt will go away. But when you pull that Band-Aid off, there's still a scar. And sometimes you can hurt people so bad that, yeah, they'll forgive you, but then there's still that deep-rooted scar that every time you look at that scar, you remember what it was that caused that scar. And so you have to be careful with how you treat people. You never know what somebody's going through. And that's why when I talk about Nay and True and them, I mean, they've been dutiful, keeping up the show, and they've been dutiful about keeping the topics very interesting, and they're expanding, and they're taking pride. You can tell when somebody's taking pride in something versus just going through the motions. So learn to appreciate things like that, because there's a message in there for you, and it's something that you can glean from. Don't miss the forest for the trees. And too many times we're looking for the forest and we can't see it for the trees. You're in the forest, dummy. I'm just saying, I'm not calling anybody a dummy. I just was saying that. So, again, yes, salute to Nay and to the Blunts and Bonners crew, the B&B crew, for all that they're doing, and the rest of you for tuning in. I'm way over time. I said I wasn't going to be long, but nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Next week, we'll have another topic, not a better topic, because I feel that even this was important to have. Every now and again, you have to just kind of slow down a little bit and see what's going on and check the temperature. You don't just jump right in the pool all the time. Sometimes you want to be cute. Y'all ladies put your toe in and see is the water cold, and and go in the 3 foot in and walk in slow. And so sometimes in life you got to slow down a little bit and put your toe in the water and see how cold the water is before you immerse yourself. And if you use that philosophy for a lot of things, you'll probably avoid dope topics. See as it wait for next week. Okay. Okay. There's sometimes that, if you take that mentality and you check the temperature or something, some of y'all wouldn't get in over your head. You'll catch that on the way home. Everything is not, who's jumping in? Yeah, especially with retwist and everything. Yeah. See, and that's, can I say it? Yeah, this is my show. That's black women. They don't care about nothing else but up my hair. You better not mess up my hair. Girl, take that thing off and put it on the chair and jump in the pool. You can put it on when you get back out. I'm just saying. But nevertheless, we like to have fun and keep things lighthearted as well. There's enough drama in the world. Like I said, this is your boy Pops and Pops Perspective. And I just want y'all to love on somebody, be good to somebody. She said the retwists are real. I know they're real. I wasn't talking about you. See, real people don't get offended at the truth. We know they real. You still ain't jumping in? No. Okay. All right, again, this is your boy Pops from Pops Perspective. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We again, we're dutiful to make sure that we at least speak to the people. Go Yankees for all you Yankees fans out there. Keep hope alive. They playing back in the hood. They going back to New York, and so definitely want to keep the Yankees uplifted. By the decibel, I see you. And so what else? Tomorrow night, B&B Crew. They got an artist they're going to feature. For those of you who like music, make sure you tune into them. And if you're ever in Vegas, holler at my boy about the decibel. I'm just saying that because there ain't no way you're going to know who he is. I'm just shouting him out. But also, remember, like I said, more importantly to anybody else, love on people, man. Love on people. Love on people. Be nice to people. Be kind to people. Scientifically, it takes less to smile than it does to frown, and it's a lot easier to draw back and not be so abrasive. You got to understand that if somebody's already upset, you don't know what that is. So make sure that you take that into consideration with people, and then when you're putting out positive energy, it's going to find it. It's going to find another positive energy, and it's going to resonate with that, and then you can overcome negative energy too. The dark don't disappear till the light comes on. Take that one home with you. The darkness won't go away till the light comes on. So be the light in somebody's life, and you never know what darkness you drive away. Once again, this is your boy Pops. Thank you so much for those of you tuned in. Those of you that are tuning in, go back, watch the show. Yes, sir, we are on YouTube. All the shows have been posted. So that's Pops at Pops Gems on YouTube. Don't forget to hit my boy Seasons at allseasons.shop. And he got some other apparel. You won't get this, but you'll get something. And the Pops Gems pins. So glad that those of you who are gemologists and you're supporting well, thank you so much for all your time. It's your boy Pops, and I'm out of here. I'm going to take you out on this one right here. This is my boy K. Trub. He said, God's got a plan for me. Tune in next week. We're going to talk about something else. This your boy Pops. Pops Gems and Pops Perspective. We're going somewhere. Love on somebody. Be the difference. Be the plus and not the minus.